Hello, dorks. Welcome in. Hello. How's it going? It's Unchowder. It's time for Dwarf Fortress. It's time for things to move forward. It's time for story to happen, right? I mean, the story's been happening this whole time, but today, I think today might be a rather eventful one. Hopefully it's eventful in the way that we want. Hi, cat. I have a cat here. We are gonna wrap up our time on our glacier fort. I think we've done everything we can do. Not everything we can do, everything we're gonna do. We've done everything we're gonna do at the glacier fort. And there's a cat, and I'm just burping. But literally right at the end of the last stream, this next sentence out of my mouth was gonna be, okay, we're done, let's retire the fortress. And then we got a siege. So we're gonna fight off this one last siege. We're gonna defend. The fort will not fall. The fort will not fall. There's the other cat. But we're gonna defend the fortress one last time. And then we're going to retire the fortress and we're going to go on adventure mode. And we're going to take one of our ridiculous polar bear characters in our polar bear size suit of adamantine armor. And we're going to go on an adventure. And I'm very excited about that. So that's kind of the plan for today. Rip Glacier Fort, you're cool AF. This was one of the coolest forts I've ever made. And I've said that about the last couple forts, and it keeps being true. Continues to be true. And then we're going to go back to Leopard Bends, which is another one of the coolest forts I've ever made. And we're going to see how the siege update interacts with our labyrinth, which we made before the siege update happened. So that will be interesting sometime down the road. Adventure mode itself, this adventure itself might end up being multiple streams. We'll see how long the siege takes. We'll see how the adventure goes. We'll see how it ends up. We're just going to play all that by ear, but that's kind of the plan. That's the plan. Yeah, today's episode is brought to you by the trail, the wide open road, the path that has been laid before us, and by viewers like you, clicking on all the buttons down there, hanging out with us live, hanging out in VODs, hanging out Discord, wherever you want to hang out. Just meet me on the road, and we'll be traveling buddies. Hooray! And that's all I gotta say about it, right? I'm gonna put you over here, and I'm gonna push that button. And hey, look, it's goblins. Hey, look, a whole bunch of goblins just sitting here, right here, waiting for us. I am crossing my fingers that our siege engines work correctly this time. We had a heck of a time getting our bolt throwers to actually throw bolts last time. So I'm hoping we don't experience the same issues. We saved right as these things came in off the map. I'm just going to progress forward like a couple frames. I have no idea if that does anything. But I am going to say that I want these all to fire at enemies. I wonder if, like last time we had these just set at fire at enemies from the start. I wonder if that kind of screws things up a little bit. I don't know, but I'm gonna set these as well, even though it's a little bit risky for them to be down here. We've learned a bit about the riskiness of our siege setup, right? Hello, JM, welcome in. Welcome in. Say hi to a goblin on your way in. We're gonna, I guess we have the elves here in our trade depot. I'm gonna go ahead and close the door. This is a very small caravan apparently, so I'm not worried about squishing anyone with our door. And I'm gonna say I want our 2 squads to station in the barracks. I'm gonna turn on the civilian alert, and we're gonna see what happens. I think that's gonna be what we do. We're gonna see what happens here. I'm curious how big this siege is gonna be. We're up to 27. Last one was like 120, 130, somewhere in there. That's a lot of ogres. That's quite a few ogres there. Oh dear, and there's some dragons. 49. 51. And we really just have to pray that, oh, there was a stealth bit as well. Are you gonna actually fire? You're gonna actually fire. Okay, I think we're okay. If you're gonna actually do it. If our defenses are gonna actually work this time, this should go pretty smoothly. I wonder if just keeping them on fire enemies at all times is what screws it up. Oh geez. Yep, there's 104. Here they come. When you say hi, is it more of a Hank Scorpio on your way out if you want to kill someone? That would help me a lot. Yeah, basically. Or even just spotting one of the ambusher squads. That's probably good on its own. Oh, did we? Okay, so here... Jeez, we already lost someone. Yeah, these are... It's kind of dangerous for them to be in here. But they have like a whole crossbow squad here. Look at all these... Okay. They brought a lot of ranged goblins this time, which is actually kind of a problem. It is actually kind of a problem. We have someone down here. Yeah, I'm gonna say don't worry about these two. These two turn out to be kind of dangerous. These ones also, but at least we get like the jump on them as opposed to the other way around. And then they are gonna sneak through our trade depot here. Is someone gonna actually come pull the lever? Who's pulling the lever? Who's coming to pull the lever? It was someone way far away. We never did fix that system, did we? Icker P is not too far away. You need to go up a couple. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. All right. This is definitely helping. It's going to keep them from just walking in unopposed. We don't have anyone up here quite yet. Yep, and they're not attacking the elves. I wonder... The elf is like, hi. Oh, do you want to trade goblins? And the goblins are just gonna try to walk down. Yeah, the goblins are just walking past and getting caught in traps, which is fine. Which is fine. And see, they're shooting in here at us. And I'm curious. So this is like a high master crossbowman. I think you're the one firing. High master, high master, high master, high master. So none of these are like legendary. Like they're quite good. And see, yeah, we're getting hit. Now you need to go load. But see, they're able to shoot through our fortifications even though they're not legendary. Which is kind of what I thought was needed. And now they're coming out to fight up here, which is dangerous because we're about to close this door. I don't want to squish anyone in the door. It's you. Okay, so it is going to be pulled very shortly. We're just going to go frame by frame here. This is, jeez, quite a bit. And now you're not even fighting. You are just being shot at. You are nauseous and bleeding. Yeah. I might need to take them off that post. But we do have someone coming up to the tower here. Hopefully we have more. 1 and 2. Yeah, okay. So the tower will be stationed shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and tell them to forget these two for the moment. Jeez, yeah, this is nasty. That is just so nasty. Yep, there goes one. We're gonna lose both of these. Damn. Okay. Goblin crossbowmen are no joke, is what we're learning here. We only have 98 invaders here. That's actually kind of a moderately sized siege, right? For what we've been getting. We do have our squad in here fighting. They've fought their way up the stairwell, apparently. And And I'm just hoping they don't get too close to the door. Or it closes. We're also going to get dragons in here. And the dragon might... If a dragon is standing on the gate, it might prevent it from closing entirely. Just because they're so heavy. But we have Storlet here, we have Mozir here, we have Koman. Koman's actually in the fray for once. Koman is the one who keeps being asleep every time this happens. So she's actually sub 100 legendary fighter, as opposed to the others here, who are greater than 100 legendary fighter. Insane. We got some bear wrestling in here. The fighting, luckily we're just fighting a chunk of them, right? If these were just firing at us, this would be much worse. I do want this door to close. I do want this door to close like now. Did you pull it? You're still on your way. Oh, it's gonna be the dragon. The dragon is gonna prevent it from closing. That is my guess here. Unless it just walks in quickly enough. Okay, actually that would be fine. Oh, who died? Okay, no, we're just finding bodies. Right? Yeah, there's that one and the other one. Okay. Sad, but yeah. Man, look at all these crossbows. Oh, all the crossbows. That's kind of scary. They brought the thing that does good against us. That's kind of terrifying. But our squad is doing okay so far. We are getting awfully close to the gate here. Getting worried. I'm a little worried as well. You still need to pull it. So much can happen in the time it takes to pull a lever. I'm just hoping they don't fight their way out, and then, because if we have soldiers standing on this gate when it closes, that would be bad. That would be quite bad. Also, the dragon is gonna be not great as well. See, now here you are dodging out. I wish you would all just stay inside. I wish you would just stay inside. Where'd you go? We lost someone dropped their axe. We didn't just lose someone, did we? I don't think we did. No. But someone dropped their named weapon, which is generally bad. Was it you? Oh, you got your axe. You have an axe. You do not have a weapon. Gakurka has lost their weapon. So now you're gonna like see it, and you're bleeding. Our axe lord here, our kobold axe lord, is not faring so well. That's cool. Where's our door at? Where's our door puller? Through the doorway? This is gonna be close. And of course now our bears are getting close to the door as well, which is terrifying. We might need to like halt our door opening. Goodness. Goodness gracious. I think this might be a just go out and fight them siege again. But if they all just fight their way out before the door even closes, well, I guess I want the door to stay open, and if that is the case. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna not close the door. I guess we're just not closing the door this time. So I'm gonna give our two squads a station order for like out here. So they at least come out that far. I am very worried about this goblin crossbowman squad. We do have a person down here. But of course now they're not gonna like even try to come down here. Okay. All right, Mozir, you're up. Here come our actual polar bears. This is terrifying. This could be bad for a lot of people. Arkguk here is tired. We do have someone. I saw someone be. Someone's injured. Someone injured? You are. Zaspy is injured. Our caravan tactician. You're the one wearing adamantine even. How are you bleeding? Flying bolt strikes in the leg. Deflected by male shirt. That's funny. The male shirt deflects the leg. Bruising the muscle through the shirt. So the adamantine is helping you, but you are still bleeding. Jeez. Well, that was another ambush revealed. Down here? Okay. Well, so that's... Oh, that's interesting. They're coming from way out here. Oh, they're coming all the way around. Interesting. They are changing their tactics. We had the main force show up here and attack the same way they have been through this corridor here. But we had another squad, another sneaky squad. They're going to try to come in through here, but this is like this is mostly a melee squad. This squad appears to be entirely melee, which means our little emplacement here is going to do great. This is going to do its job. So I'm not going to worry about that. In a worst case scenario, they come up and they'll be in range of our tower here. So I'm gonna keep going frame by frame here. Yep. I keep seeing the heart icon here. Is that just... Oh, you're not actually injured. You're not actually injured. You're not injured. You are injured. You are overexerted. There's a second person and you're tired. Okay. Mostly it's just exhausting them. I'm even going to say I want people to come back onto these stations here now that we have our melee people in here distracting. Because maybe we just get some crossfire in here. But it's really up to the bears here. This is there's Mozir. There goes Mozir. All these bolts. Holy cow. And then another hidden squad up here. And they have lashers. Oh, they got scourges and they got lashers. They really don't like us. They're really upset at us now for some reason. We haven't actually lost anyone. I'm gonna give them a station order just for... Actually, I'm gonna keep them where they're at. If we could like regroup before rushing off this way, that would be kind of fantastic. Look at all those bolts. That is so terrifying. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's bad. We're surviving, but it's bad. You appear to be running. That one's just gonna run away. We are shooting down here. This is great. Okay, this is working as intended. We're just gonna pepper them before they even get into the fight. They're not even gonna get to the bears. And we have all four of our bears. There's Ritual, there's Mozir, there's Storlet, there's Komon, and Komon is tired. Komon appears to have less stamina than the rest. She also has slightly less skill. Comparatively speaking, she's still like... These are still like the four most deadly polar bears in the world by far. And there goes Mozir. There goes Mozir. Protecting the guard captain. Protecting his captain? No, the other captain. Protecting the other captain. Goodness. Oh, there's still 84. There's still 84 invaders. We are still, like, this whole squad here. This whole ambush is not gonna go well for them. Oh, if you could take out Snowdub, that would be great. Just sitting in the corner there. Yeah, oh, they're gonna come out this way. They're gonna start fighting all the lashers, but luckily, I guess fortunately, see, here's an elite crossbowman. Are they all called elite? I guess these are elite. Is it elite that's the thing and not legendary? I wonder if that's the defining factor. But on the plus side, almost all of the ranged goblins are here in this first wave. So now there's only a couple back here now. So now I think I'm gonna say I want some kobolds here, and they can fire from behind. Now that there are far fewer goblins with crossbows, I think that's safer to do. Jeez, not that it's safe. Safer. Jeez. Oh, it's scary. Oh, it's so scary. And the polar bears are just like, hey, so something going on? Oh, you got injured. One of these polar bears got injured. So many goblins, so many goblins. We're down to 77 that we know of. There could still be hidden ones in here. Suig here is going for it. Yeah, the kobolds just get tired so quickly. Honestly, one of the biggest advantages of the polar bears is their stamina. You just, oh, you do, okay, you have an axe. Jeez. Even if something goes wrong at this point, there's not a whole lot I can do. We do have all of these. Okay, I mean, that's good. Probably not going to actually be fighting much down there, but it is good to have them there. This is all working. That's all working. Jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, what was that? Suig, no! Oh, yeah, we lost a kobold. We lost one of our squad. No, man. It wasn't a polar bear. We do have a couple others. Komon is overexerted. This is terrifying. I'm glad they're together. Or at least 3 of them are. Where's Storlet? Is Storlet in here somewhere? No, Storlet's over here. Storlet's guarding a kill. Okay. Well, at least 3 of our bears and 4 kobolds are just standing right on top of each other. So that's the safest way for them to go about this. As evidenced by the number of invaders going down pretty steadily, but they are surrounded. They are fully surrounded. Back against an ice wall. Holy cow. Mozir is tired, Rithul is fine, Komon's overexerted, Storlet is going the other way, so I guess I do need to give them a station order out here. We haven't had anyone show up on these posts yet. Of course, it's been a whole 30 seconds in game. We need like a rapid response team. Okay, if they could just take out all of the ranged ones, that would be so nice. We'll just deal with them all. Okay, so we have all 4 bears here. Guarding each other's backs. I mean, they work well together. Turns out 4 legendary polar bears working as a team is kind of ridiculous. We're down to 54 invaders. We already dealt with half the siege. And then that's just gonna continue. You are down to 6 bolts, so we're gonna get some overflow from that. but it has delayed them long enough that they're not all fighting at once, and we killed like half of them anyway. Okay. I think we're okay. This is bonkers, but I think we're okay. I don't want to say that too early, though. Tired, overexerted, tired, healthy. And where's our other one? Who's not here? Oh, here you are. Also tired. Yep. It wears them out. That's for sure. Fortunately, the blind cave ogres are, like, as large as the monsters are, they don't have armor. I guess even the ranged goblins have leather armor, and then these have, like, copper and iron. So the goblins themselves are the most well-armed and armored. The blind cave ogres are just big. So I don't think the cave ogres themselves actually pose that much danger to the polar bears. Yeah, now they're just gonna chase down the remainder. Okay, we're down to 37. Jeez. Okay, well. And then all of these, and then you are firing, but you're out, so you're gonna go load at some point. Okay. Wow. It just reinforces how ridiculous these characters are. I'm just gonna fight this last one here. Okay, that brings us down to 35. That's 2/3 of the siege gone. And the ogres appear to not be interested anymore. The ogres might be giving up. I am gonna give an order to go take out the rest of these first. I'm just gonna unpause. Yeah, I want them to work their way down, take out this ambush squad here. Good lord. It's kind of terrifying. And then they all left. Oh, they just straight up left. The ogres walked out. Hilarious. Okay. So now we're just cleaning up. Please do not get yourself into a lake. Thank you. That would be bad. Watch them just do all that and then fall into the ocean and freeze to death. There's one just running away there. Okay, I think we've essentially broken the siege. I'm gonna give them a station order to come back so that they don't get too far abroad. But I imagine actually we're gonna go up here. Are they trying to leave too? They're trying to leave. Quick, drag it away! And they won't abandon it, right? I don't think they're smart enough to abandon their battering ram if they're being chased down. Yeah, down to 8 invaders, and 5 of them are here. They're just straight up leaving. Okay. So we got whatever was up there. We're really just down to these 5, to that one. Okay, and they're all running away. Okay. Are they able to run? Are they even allowed to run? Well, if they are allowed, they didn't manage to. Okay. Wow. Siege done. What's the likelihood of, while in adventure mode, polar bear men take over a goblin stronghold on the ice border? I don't think they will. Well, I was gonna say I don't think they'll attack other sites on their own, but I don't know that that's actually true. Because the sites controlled by the world do attack each other. Oh, we need to go like visit our hamlets. I guess that's what we're gonna do first, isn't it? I don't know. I think there's just like a goblin cave way down there. Funny. We are gonna go to the nearest goblin sites anyway. So if all goes according to plan, there will be fewer things for us to take over when we're done anyway. But they might eventually like topple a goblin site or two. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's possible. Are polar bear men? It's a great question. I think the odds of it doesn't seem to happen very often. I guess I'll say that. Like when, aside from what we are doing actively with our fortress, wherever that fortress is, things do seem to change hands and things do happen on the world map, but not frequently. Cultural polar bear men victory in the south. That would be fun. That would be fun. I think it would be cool to have one of our polar bear people be in charge of this goblin fortress the same way that Reg is in charge of this goblin fortress up here. But essentially we'd have to do the same thing we did with Reg, where we go there in adventure mode and kind of clear it out, and then send a squad from fortress mode to go like occupy it purposely. So that might be something we try to do. Yeah. We'll see. It'll have to be something that we do on purpose, but I think it's possible. We have one injured citizen after all that. That's kind of impressive. You are seriously injured. Dangerous prospect. It's definitely a risk for sure. I had a bath. This could be bliss. Oh, you got shot. Got shot by a bolt is apparently what happened. I'm gonna say that these stand ready but do not fire. The rest are just gonna be loaded. I'm just gonna go unpause. We have our one injured person, and we have our one dead soldier, and then we lost 3 siege operators, which is definitely unfortunate. So we lost 4 people there. But we did successfully defend the fortress once again. We're gonna clean up. I do want to clean up all this junk before we move on, but we're just gonna do that real quick. Yeah. Oh, even more. So Axebold and Axe Lord found dead. Oh, was Suis just died? The one that was here? Or no, that's different. Oh, dang. We didn't lose that many. We just lost the leader. Did we lose that many? Holy cow. We lost Wrestler Suig. Yeah, okay, so we saw that one happen when it happened. Then Izzy, I don't think I saw that one. We lost a soldier there. Oh, Suig and Suis. We lost both of those. Interesting. There's Suis. Where's Suig? Interesting. And then that's a siege operator. Administrator? Oh, Gakurko was in the squad for sure. Okay, well, we lost a handful of people there. We did lose a handful there, but it could have been worse. Can always be worse. So we're gonna make sure that all those dead get buried. And then we'll refill the squad before we leave. Make sure that they're equipped to actually defend themselves. Okay. Time to take out the trash, and then we'll take these 4 off their post. Jeez. We do still have 1 injured. You're being carried away now. And you took something to the knee. And this was your first injury. Wow, that's surprising. So let's deal with this squad. I would kind of like to put one of these experienced people in as the leader. I don't know how easy that is. I guess let's just look at melee potential. Leather worker, sure. Soap maker. Leaving the siege operators, dying is kind of important. Butcher's kind of important, but it's not that specialized of a skill. I'm gonna leave the brewers. I'm gonna say butcher. We have a bunch of dyers apparently. And a random stonecutter. Let's just do that. We'll say that's our new squad. Make sure they get themselves equipped. Loot the corpses for some gear. We should make sure we have enough tombs for all those corpses. Oh dear. I think we're gonna be fine. And then this random one got flooded. Okay, I'm not fixing that. I'm not worrying about that. There we go. Door and door. All right, the weremonkey. I'm gonna say a handful of these can be for pets as well, because I know that there have been dead pets in the past. Yep, okay, there's Gakurka. Okay, well, down to 127. We were hovering at 150 for quite a while. But the goblins have asserted themselves. Quite effectively. How is the mud substrate from flooding going? It's probably about the same as it was. The mud straight. Which one even was it? Yeah. I think it's gonna be pretty consistent here. But there's stuff growing in here. There's a bloodthorn, the mud straight. There's a tower cap. None of these saplings will turn into full-size trees just because the roof is too low. Trees need more than 1 level to actually turn into trees. But there's a whole bunch of saplings in here. There's a whole bunch of moss. All of the floor is moss. This is basically cave at this point. Basically just damp cave. So that's cool. And then down here, this is all muddy as well. This isn't actively becoming more wet, but it was wet, so now it's all growing in. So now this just basically looks like cave now. And will forever. But that's how it goes. A less discussed level of fort succession, mine reclaimed by cave. True. That would be cool. That'd be cool to have a fort, like a player-made fort, that then like falls, and then when you reclaim it, it is like just completely grown in. We could make a I've wanted to make a true cave fort. That's on the list of things that I want to do in the future, is make a fort that is just fully in the cave. Or a cave. Post-apocalyptic dungeon, that would be cool as well. But then like if a fort in the cave fell, then it would just kind of get reclaimed by the cave. I think that would be cool. I've been playing a lot of Pocopia recently, so my mind is definitely in the mindset of ruins of old civilizations and rebuilding of new society within those ruins. It's a fun vibe. I don't know why. It's kind of dark, but still kind of fun. Let's take a look at Mozir. We survived our siege. Why this obsession with weapons in battle? I don't understand some people. It says one of the most skilled combatants in this world's history. That's funny. You look at Mozir's been here for a bit. Yeah. Former guard and current guard. And he's in the Stonecrafters Guild. I've got a couple of friends. Got plenty of memories. He's been here for almost 40 years, 34 years. He's been here. Would be nice that if a fort falls in a certain area, all the local level monster inhabitants you'd find an adventurer would move in. That's true. I know that if a fort falls to like goblins, then the goblins will still be there. But if you have a fort that falls to like a tantrum spiral or something, I don't know what really happens there. You're just going out on a trip, aren't you? You don't have a job, you're just wandering around. Oh, and then I have kobolds here. They finally responded. Hooray. The rest of these are fine. I think the rest of these are fine. Goblins do love the sin of loitering. It's true. It's very true. And oh, look! Migrants! We actually got migrants this time! Hilarious. Okay. After all that, we have an animal caretaker, a butcher, a siege engineer, a talented siege engineer. That's funny. A miner. Yeah, the very first thing they're all gonna see is all of this. Good thing we dealt with this siege in a timely manner. I wonder if we're gonna get more. How many are we gonna get here? There's another. A lime maker. 55 stream streak. Holy cow. Congratulations. Oh, there's another. Mechanic. If this just puts us back to 150, I would laugh very hard. A weaver. A butcher. To replace all those butchers I just inducted. A trader, interesting. Another trader. Do you make it easy to drop in? Well, that's good. I do my best. Furnace operator. Interesting. This is like a sizable migrant wave. There's a leather worker. Welcome in, everyone. Grab a corpse. Dire. Everyone could just grab a goblin part on the way in and dump it off in the minecart. That would be appreciated. They're all useful. They are all useful. That puts us back to 142. That is bonkers. That is most of what we've lost in the last couple streams. I'm gonna make sure that they all get bedrooms as well. I guess I could just do that from here. Let's do this. I'm gonna find a bedroom. Assign it a kobold. So I know we have enough bedrooms. Those two are married. Got at least one couple there. Mrar? His name is Mrar? Laris? Sabbat? And Alstra, those two are together as well. And Maro. Their names are so interesting. I wonder where these names came from. Because these aren't default Dwarf Fortress names. Atler. And Zickum. And Nrak. Those two are together as well. Two traders. Okay, I want to look at them. Where's Nrak? There's two different Nraks. I think it's this one. I was close to a waterfall. You are married to Shakzu. This is a straight marriage. It happens every once in a while. Delighted next to a waterfall. Has a way of words. Cool, yeah. Oh, but I wanted to look closer at Mozir. Mozir is going to be our adventurer. I have decided. Because he's ridiculous and axes are nice. And we have a divine metal axe, so Mozir's just going to get kitted out real quick here. Even has like a named steel axe and all the steel gear, but it's going to get even more ridiculous. Mozir has an uncanny intuition, a stunning feel for spatial relationships, a great kinesthetic sense, a sharp intellect, a very good sense of empathy, very good focus, willpower, and creativity, has an iffy sense for music, and an iffy memory. Wow. We didn't make this character. This is just... Mozir just walked in off the edge of the map, and we turned him into a killing machine, but like... the uncanny intuition and the stunning feel for spatial relationships, that's just Mozir. Mozir just had that to start with. He is deliberately cruel to those unfortunate enough to be subject to his sadism after experiencing trauma in 178, and he is disturbed by this as someone who dislikes those that seek to acquire power over others. Wow. He is in a constant state of internal rage, a strengthening after experiencing trauma in 166. He finds something humorous in everything, no matter how serious or inappropriate, a strengthening after wearing tattered clothing in 176. He is gripped by crippling shyness after wearing old clothing in 152. Currently more shameless because he's drunk, I assume. Almost never feels discouraged after experiencing trauma in 177. He's grounded in reality. Sure. He is prone to hatreds and often develops negative feelings after experiencing trauma in 170. He has a tendency toward forming deep emotional bonds with others. He likes a little excitement now and then, a turnaround after experiencing trauma in 171. Oh no. We made Mozir this way. Mozir's personality is more of a result of what's happened in the fortress, it seems. A lot of trauma here. He likes a little excitement and is conflicted by this because he considers tranquility preferable to tumult conceptually. He does not easily fall in love and rarely develops positive sentiments. The hatred is really easy though. He is brave in the face of imminent danger, currently more fearless, tends not to be swayed by emotional appeals, tends to be a bit stubborn. He is very humble, tends to share his own experiences and thoughts with others, currently less private, somewhat quarrelsome, somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or think differently. He tends to think before acting, currently more thoughtless, currently more rude, currently more confident. He talks to himself whenever he gets bored, likes working outdoors, and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. Interesting, so he actually likes it. I've seen a lot of people who are like okay with being outdoors, but Mozir actually likes being outdoors. Real lively guys in adventure, yeah. This is real adventure material here. Personally believes that perseverance is one of the greatest qualities someone can have. Views tranquility as one of the highest ideals. Sees those that attempt to maintain a dignified and proper behavior as vain and offensive. Values hard work. Finds those that develop skill with weapons and fighting distasteful. And has a negative view of those who exercise power over others. Interesting. This is a very hesitant fighter, right? This is someone who thinks that fighting is not like violence isn't a thing that should happen in the world, but I am okay with me defending things in a violent manner. Does that make sense? Tranquility is one of the highest ideals. But those that develop skill with weapons is distasteful. But also he's gonna protect what he loves, right? He doesn't think people should have to fight, but if someone has to fight, then it's gonna be him. And he's very good at it. He's so good at it. He likes petrified wood, iron, sapphire, finger lime wood, coyote tooth, sheep wool, color saffron, malls, thrones, and earrings. Prefers to consume giant kangaroo, pendant amaranth beer, rope reed seeds, and raspberries. He absolutely detests hamsters. Barbarian. Yeah, there you go. That is definitely correct. Look at all these corpses. Oh, and we have our eagle person here again. Or another eagle person, I should say. Come here. There you are. Amid Death. I still can't get over that name. Good intuition, good spatial sense, iffy sense for music, meager ability with social relationships, a shortage of patience, very bad analytical abilities, very clumsy. Generally finds himself quite hopeful about the future. Tends to avoid crowds. Noticeable lack of perseverance. Takes offered help without feeling grateful, does not hate or develop negative feelings, somewhat quarrelsome, tries to do things correctly each time. I think he'll get along just fine here. Make sure people aren't taking from this. I don't want people taking from here. Yep, there's a bunch of junk here. Look at all this junk. 2 dragon corpses. I guess I kind of want to process the dragon corpses if we can. Those are worth quite a bit. I wonder if someone's gonna actually come and butcher those? I'm gonna do something with it. And you are still melting. We're slowly melting all of our junk. Oh, and then you're just gonna... It's all gonna get dumped here anyway. Goodbye, dragons. Oh well. It'll all just melt down here. And I'm okay with that. They didn't even get into our corridor here. They didn't even get into the fortress. We caught one. We caught one. One of them died down here even. How do you feel about being the one survivor, Stozu? Here's a question. Does Mozir have a backpack and a water skin? I think when we go into adventure mode, yeah, so you have food. And you have a water skin. I think when we go into adventure mode, we'll have all this gear on us. But if not, we'll have to make sure we find a backpack. But we have, well, we have a fair bit. I'm gonna make some more backpacks just so that I know that we have some. Let's do like 20 of each of those. So many corpses. So many corpses. This one's getting full too. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Is there anyone wants to check out while we're here? We can check in on all of our people. Not all of them. But we did get like we're still fine here, right? Would converting the captured goblins in caves and transferring them to the adventure party be feasible, or would that cause problems? I don't know. I don't know that they would be amenable to joining us. My hunch is that they would just say no. But also, who knows? Look at our, oh man, our metal stockpile. Our stockpile is just bonkers. We have 500 iron bars just sitting here. And most of that's gonna be from melting. Like my iron job does not go up to 500. I am pretty sure. Like smelting ore here goes up to 100. So we have at least 300 smelted iron bars sitting there. We have 100 gold, we have a bunch of silver, a fair bit of copper, some bronze, a fair bit of steel, 100 platinum just sitting there. Almost 500 lead bars. That's because we've been doing all that galena because we wanted a bunch of silver. We'd have a bunch of black bronze, but that's used in our construction. That's the bulk of it. Oh, we're almost out of soap again. But I'm not going to worry about that. I think this adventure is going to be a solo adventure. We've gone back and forth a bit on how many people we have in our adventuring parties, and I think for this one, for sake of simplicity, because like those alliances can get weird when you're fighting. Like if I brought a goblin with me to go fight the goblins, I don't know if things are gonna get weird. Like if the goblin just decides he's an enemy in the middle of that. So I think it's just gonna be the one adventurer for this one. Wow, this was all the lava we needed. I was kind of expecting needing to do our minecart trick a couple times. But like, just filling this many minecarts turned out to be all of the magma that we needed for the entire fortress. Not including our sauna down here, which continues, which just keeps going. Oh, it just keeps going. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. It is so pointless, but I'm so happy. It is slowly draining the cave as well. Wow. That's interesting. I wonder if that would be a more efficient way of draining a cave lake than trying to run it off the edge of the map. Just like dumping it into, like you wouldn't take turns with them, right? You would just pump water in and then let the magma sea in and have it be on a magma flow like that, and then just let them delete each other. You could drain a cave pretty quickly that way. Now that I think about it. Or an ocean? What if instead of pumping out an ocean, you just drain it into the magma flow? And it just deleted itself. That would be interesting. That would be a lot of steam. Imagine just flashing an entire ocean to steam. That actually might be a goal now. The poor blind cave ogre corpses get shrunk down so much. Okay, I mean, they're getting through it. I think they're getting through it. Our mood is still okay. Our mood has gone down a little bit. And all the deaths definitely don't help. I'm hoping everyone gets buried. I do want all of our people to get buried. All of your gear got grabbed. So that's good, I guess. Make sure everyone has their gear. And we have our adamantine stuff waiting up here for us. We got 2 boots, we got a helm, we got greaves, we got gloves, we got a breastplate, and we got a divine metal axe here. This is gonna be our weapon. Faceted metal battle axe. Because Mozir is an axe person. Oh, there's stuff on the roof too. I always forget about the roof. The violence is so vigorous that pieces of goblin just get flung up onto the roof. Jeez. I'm looking forward to designing a new fortress from scratch with all these lessons that we've learned here. Because I think what I would do, or what I would want to try, I guess, I don't know. The fact that the goblins can shoot in through the defenses. Let's do fortification. Looking at the current version. Enemy archers may also fire back through your fortifications. Enemies that stand directly next to your fortifications can fire inward, therefore it's recommended to build a moat or elevate from the ground. Enemy elite bowmen. Okay, so it's not legendary bowmen, it's elite bowmen. And that is what we were seeing. They just had a lot of elite bowmen. Enemy elite bowmen and crossbowmen have sufficient skill to fire through your fortifications from any distance within their range, and they will shoot right through every time and likely decimate your forces. Elite bowmen can be defended against without compromising the usefulness of the fortification network by constructing a thin 1-tile wide raising bridge just outside the fortification. Attach each bridge to a lever and pull the lever if an elite goblin poses a threat. But it takes so long. My problem with that solution is that, like, you saw how long it took us for, like, we tried to close this door. It took so long for someone to just get the order and walk to the lever that half the combat was done by the time the lever would have been pulled anyway. So if you're like in that moment and you need to put up a shutter to block your fortifications from a ranged goblin, it needs to happen immediately. Like in the time that it takes for someone to pull a lever and for the bridge to raise, because there's even a delay between pulling a lever and the thing happening. Even that delay, you could lose someone. You could lose 2 or 3 people in your little bunker by the time the shutter goes up. So I don't know if I like that as a solution. Blocking bridge will cut line of sight, prevent bolts from penetrating your defenses. Yeah. Melee combat can cause severed body parts of the combatants and their carried items to be stuck inside nearby fortifications. We've noticed that. Fortifications combined with windows can enable dwarves or their animals to watch for stealthy intruders from safety. Oh, interesting. Right, because... Well, why would you need the window? You could just do it with just fortification, couldn't you? I guess you couldn't shoot through a window. That's an interesting thought. So you could have like a little bunker. You could have like a little tower. Or not even a tower, but like... What would you do? You'd have like windows. I guess you would do like 8 windows, right? These are windows. And then you would do fortifications along the outside. And then you just post someone here. That's like someone's station. And then they would just detect anything hidden walking past and be completely safe. But I'm thinking, generally speaking, I think what's going to happen... I want to incorporate the bigger siege engines into our next defense. Because they have longer range, right? I'm pretty sure. We're just brainstorming at this point, and now all the goblins are rotting. Hooray. Creatures can now jump through fortifications. Bug. Interesting. There are other conditions that may allow a creature to pass through a fortification, such as being thrown by a wrestler, tossed by a bridge, or dropped from above. Should a creature end up in a fortification tile, it can path and move out to an adjacent passable tile. If a creature is killed by an attack which knocks it into a fortification, its corpse and equipment will become lodged inside. When this happens to a dwarf with a baby, the baby gets dropped and then cannot leave the fortification on its own unless one happens to grow into a child while there. Removing the fortification is not possible when a baby is sitting there. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. That's a bad bug. There's a baby in the wall. We can't get him out. Marks dwarves often fail to register that there are enemies on the other side of a fortification unless the dwarves are directly next to the fortification. Oh, is that the issue? They have to be adjacent to the fortification. Having a single tile hall behind can help. Statues can be used as soft impassable tiles for this purpose. Dwarves can dodge into one, but they won't try to walk into a tile normally. Interesting. I mean, we've been experiencing that. I don't know if that's the issue. Because we do kind of have an odd setup here. Oddly shaped, I should say. That is interesting. So what I'm imagining, here's what I'm imagining. This is like far in the future. This is like the next time we start a fresh fortress. I'm thinking back to our previous fortress in the evil forest, where our defenses was literally just a circular bunker on the surface and some walls to block line of sight. I'm thinking of something like that, but maybe more. So like you'd have. I'm thinking of something like this. I'm thinking like you have a circular bunker, and then it would have maybe a entrance, maybe a couple of entrances, but then it would have walls that go around in some sort of zigzaggy manner. You know, something like that. Some pattern that radiates out that goblins have to like filter through. And then you can put traps in here. All the traditional things. You can put gates in here to kind of lock them off in different directions. But then like above this, you can do all sorts of things. Like you'd have your squad in here. And then your actual entrance to the fort would be down. But then, like on a side view, you'd have your walls, and then you'd have your bunker, and you'd have walls, and then this just goes up. And then I would put like catapults up here that can just fling over the walls or even into the walls as they're walking around. And then maybe you either put bolt throwers up here as well, or you find some way to like incorporate them into the maze. But then again, you don't want them to be too close, right? I think you do want them to be up. Maybe they're like on top of the walls up here. So they're like within the maze, but above it, and they're just shooting down. Because I think you also want like long straight lines of sight. So maybe it wouldn't be circular. Maybe what we're doing, maybe we're going like diamond mode. It would be like, because squares are boring. We're not doing a square. But you'd have walls that go like this. And then you'd have little bunkers in the corners. And then this could be up a level, but it would just be shooting straight down this corridor. Because one thing we've noticed is that it takes a little bit for the gunners to like track their target, right? They don't lead their shots. So the bolt throwers are most deadly when the target isn't moving laterally against the bolt thrower, right? So I think what would be best, and maybe that's just enough, that would be enough to defend against any ranged goblins. But like they would come in through the side and just be immediately shot at, and they wouldn't be able to dodge to the sides. I guess that does mean That does mean the diagonal is a little less than ideal. Because you would do like, wow, they're getting there. They're gonna be done shortly. Because like just for brain thought purposes, Diamondbacks, yeah. I guess you could do this. They can traverse those diagonals. Maybe that's what you do. I was thinking it was like if you have a diagonal pathway like this, you would still be able to dodge side by side. But I mean, even this, if you have someone shooting down here, I mean, that is still like shooting. Like if you shoot at someone here and then they move here, I think you would miss. But you can't just have a corridor that's just literally that. And then you're shooting from here, and they have nowhere to go. They just have to squeeze through each of these. Which it may even be harder for them to, like, I don't know if that restricts movement at all. Like, I know they can do that, but I don't know if they can do it as quickly. I'm actually not sure about that. But this way, there's just nowhere for them to go, right? They come in from outside, and they're standing here, and then the person who's here on the gun starts shooting. And then as long as the goblin is moving forward, they're still going to be in the path of the bolt. Like there's nowhere for them to go that does not get them hit, right? Or at least not in danger of being hit, because I think they can like dodge and block and stuff, but it'll force them to do so. So I think I like that. And then our turret nest would be up a bit. I'd say, up one level. And then I would also give it some bridges to close off sight from any ranged goblins. Right? And you'd want to make sure that it's not exposed to the outside. So if you have your entrance here, you have your walls here, and then you have whatever shape this is. You have your bunker here. Like these are going to be solid walls, and then this would be a fortification, this would be a fortification, and then we'd want to have a way for there to be a bridge on the outside so that we can close it. But even then, it takes so long. It takes so long for them to respond to the lever pull. And there's not really a good way to like you can have pressure plates that detect enemies, but it won't ever detect the kind of enemy. Like I can't say this triggers on ranged enemies. I could say something triggers on a goblin stepping on it, but I couldn't say raise the bridge if a ranged goblin steps on it. So I don't quite know what I would do there. I think the way to defend against the ranged goblins is to have like catapults out here, and they're just shooting like way out here to kind of split everyone up before they get into the maze. Because part of what makes the sieges here so dangerous is because we're not doing anything to interfere with their squads and their strategy before they get to our defenses. They get right up to our fortress. They get right up to our trade depot in whatever configuration they decide, right? So we get like a entire squad of elite crossbow goblins all at once. And that is what makes it so dangerous. I think having a ranged goblin come in and then get shot at is dangerous, but fighting them one at a time would be a lot better. I think having a bunch of ranged goblins come in all at once is really the danger. So if we're breaking them up with catapults and ballistas would be really dangerous in here as well. Maybe what we do... I still wouldn't want on the ground floor. Maybe we have like here's the ground, here's the wall. Send in the polar bears. I don't know if we're gonna have polar bears in the next world. Who knows what we're gonna have? It's gonna be something equally ridiculous. But like you have a wall here, and you have a little room here with a ballista, and then you have a room on top of it with a bolt thrower. Or you just have a tower. You just have a full-on tower in each corner. Maybe that's the idea. So like you have your tower on top of your barracks in the middle. But then you have these, and you have a tower here, and then you have these walls, and then you have a tower here, and a tower here. So you could have like catapults firing out, and then ballistas firing down the corridors. And then you know, like catapults here firing out as well. What is the range of a catapult? Maybe that's what I was going to look up, because their range is quite large. Skirmish with heavy hitters first. I want to break them up before they get to the melee. I want the melee to be the last thing that happens. Because we'll have all of our squad is going to be in here, right? This will be the barracks. Like that part of our previous fortress worked fantastically. Just the fact that they have to walk through the barracks to get into the fortress is now my favorite thing. That is going to happen in every fortress I make from now on. But I want by the time we have like melee happening in our barracks, I want the goblins to be fed up. I want their squad to be broken. Half of them are dead. The other half is still making their way through the maze. One goblin at a time trickles into the barracks, and then you just clean them up as they walk in. That's what I want. Easily breedable heavy hitter will do. Even wild boars. Wild boars would be great too. Please also draw the polar bear warriors in the design. Okay. I mean, whatever. We'll have a more a bit better conversation about what we want the next world to have in it, as far as like creatures go, because I do want there to be something funky in the next world. I think I want to pick a mod that has some worlds in it, or some animal people in it, and have them like be like there's mods that add animal people that are actually wanting to be part of civilization, right? Because we had to use DF hack to get these polar bear people into our civilization. I'm curious how it would work if it's just like, there are polar bear people and they like hanging out with dwarves or whatever. The humans are here. We don't care at all. At all. We are almost cleaned up here. Is there a risk they just dig somewhere else to break in? There is always that risk. However, one thing that we've learned with this fortress, because this is the first fortress we've had with the siege update, I don't think they attempt to dig if there's an open path into your fortress. That's kind of my understanding. The fact that we have, like, even when we close our trade gate and our garbage gate, we don't ever close this, right? So the most that ever happens is they come walking down here. They can see that this is a path into the fortress. So they come in this way. Like, we don't even close this. We've never closed this door. So I think as long as there is an open path, no matter how dangerous it is, they will attempt to take that path. And only when things are like completely sealed do they attempt to dig. That is my kind of understanding. So I think ideally, instead of sealing ourselves up entirely, instead of going like what you would do in an actual real life siege and just closing all the gates and hoping they get bored and leave, because that's when they would dig. I think the strength in the barracks design and the maze design is that there's always a path through, which means they're always going to try it. I don't think they will ever look at our maze and go, that's too dangerous, let's dig instead. That is my understanding. And ballistas and catapults would be helpful. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Pipe some lava on them, always classic. That's true. We could do... How would you incorporate that? You would do... Like, you'd have your walls, right? Our Ionic architecture. Oh, hey, a strange mood. Are there any animal people that are amphibious? Yes. Make a world that's mostly shallow sea. That would be fun. That would be very fun. Land bridges are highly swamped. Yeah, I think that would be fun. I want to do like a fully aquatic, like I want to do a fully submerged fortress someday. If we could have like a merperson mod and just make a merperson civilization, I would do that. If the game functioned. I don't think buildings work underwater, but if we had the ability to just like build workshops underwater, I would do that. I would absolutely do that. But amphibious, yeah, you just have all of your buildings are above water, all of your workshops are above water, but they can like move around through the shallow water. I think that'd be cool too. Would be really cool. I think so. The fishy friends, yeah, yeah. What if a fortress was just like whale people and trout people and crab people? I would really enjoy that. So you have your walls, you have your towers. Where would you dump magma? Another crab's treasure fort. There you go. There you go. A hermit crab hermit. Can we make a hermit crab hermit adventurer? That amuses me. What would I do for magma? Because if you dump magma into like a tiny corridor, it's going to be a minute before anyone can walk through that corridor again. And that would block access. So if you dumped magma here and here, such that they couldn't get to the doors, they would recognize that as, oh, we can no longer walk in, so we're going to start digging. So really what you need to do, you need a way to dump magma on a goblin without then blocking further movement. So you do like a grate. You do what were they called? When you had like cauldrons of oil that you dump from above. You do something like that. Maybe you have your primary towers with all of your siege engines in the corners, but then like in the middle here, you can just have like a thing that just goes above, right? It's just like the goblins can walk underneath it, and you just have a little above area, and then you put a drain underneath it, and then you put a button right before it. Either side, really. And then you'd have to have a pump that's pumping magma up through your wall. So the wall might be thick in a couple places, or maybe you just have the pump be out here. That wouldn't be so bad, as long as there's not more wall, right? But yeah, I would just have it be automatic. I would have a little chamber. Like, it doesn't need to be a lot of magma, right? Just have it be a square of magma, so 7 units of magma. And you have a button, and when an enemy presses the button, there's just a hatch that lets out 7 units of magma and resets. And then it drains through the floor. And you could even reuse the magma. You could have a big basin underneath your whole thing. So anytime you use magma, it just drains back into the basin and it gets pumped back up. So it wouldn't even like consume the magma. I like that idea. That wouldn't even take a lot of magma. And then we could do something funky with mechanisms and logic again, so that the pump is off by default, and then the hatch opens, drops 1 square's worth of magma. The hatch raises, the pump turns on for a couple seconds, just long enough to refill the chamber with that much magma, and then it resets itself automatically, and then the pump turns back off again. So that you're not just pumping a bunch of magma down. Because then something like that could trigger multiple times in one siege. You'll have, like, you know, a handful of goblins walking in, and maybe this first goblin gets through. The first goblin presses the button and then walks through, and then the guy right behind him just gets dunked. Also simplify the design. One pump stack into the basin and then drains too. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's doable. And then, like, they're having to deal with the magma dropping on their heads as they're being fired upon by a ballista. That's a bad day for a goblin. Okay, are we clean? Wow. Oh, we did it! Holy cow. Okay. Is that the named? Yep, there's a named one there. Someone will reclaim it, it's fine. I'm gonna make sure they're not constantly taking all of this stuff. There's so much junk here. So much junk. We got more migrants? We got more migrants. I just completely missed it. We're back up to 150. We got a wood crafter. They just got here. A stone crafter. Another miner. Do they know how dangerous mining is here? And a wood crafter. And a pump operator. And a hunter. Wow. We're back up to 149. That is amazing. That is amazing. I think we're good. I need Mozir's full name, right? As in Nibbit. I'm gonna make note of this. By make note, I mean take a photo. Okay. Okay, I'm going to make a save, and then I'm going to back up the save so that we can use Legends mode. We're going to get some Legends mode information here. But I do want to, I'm going to back up our save so we don't lose anything. But I think it's happening. I think we're done with that fort for now. I think we've done what we can. I'm gonna go over here, make a new backup save folder. This is gonna be this is before. Oh, I need to actually make a folder before I type. Before retire. So now I'm gonna go into my save folder and just snag and copy. There we go. So then we're gonna go back in and then retire and also back up that save. I have so many saves just sitting on my computer now. See what happened to the elven princess who tamed polar bears. Oh, that's true. That was a long time ago. That was like in World Generation. Oh, and we have... Do I care about this strange mood? I don't care about the strange mood. You're good. You're good. I am going to retire for the time being. Probably still at it. I don't know if she's alive. But I guess elves do live quite a while. I don't know. Well, we can check. Okay, so I'm going to back up this save as well. This is after retire. Just drag that over. So we'll have access to that. We can get Legends mode. I'll do that off stream. And then we're going to start a new game. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick, but then we're doing it. Adventure mode. It's happening. Okay, I'm back. Hooray, hooray! Yes, celebration time. I'm gonna have to remember how this works. So, we're use DF hack. Unretire anyone. Gonna look for Mozir. The polar bear man, there you are. Oh, there you are. I don't know that our difficulty is going to be that important here. There you are. From an unknown place. That's interesting. Look at all of our... We still got Darko and Irsad and Solon and Shem. Does Lazio? I don't remember some of these. Oh, some of these are going to be like our lizard squad. Yeah, Einad, Meng. Sometimes... Let's see where this puts us. Let's see, yeah, I'm gonna try... Is Reg still on the board? It's a good question. I assume so. See, just even in that 2 weeks, it says Mozir's up here now. I do want to start in our fortress so I can get our gear. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. Okay. No, not continue. But we should check Legends mode. Maybe while that's going, I can see if I can get that going. Or we'd have to export our Legends, wouldn't we? Which we should do like now. We should just do that now. Also export extra. Yep, just export. I guess we could just also look it up here for if we have a specific thing we're looking for. There we go. Historical figures. We're looking for Reg. Not the Dwarven God. Reg is like a normal dwarf name, so there's a bunch of dwarves named Reg as well. There you are. Mill, Monitor, Lizard Man, Frozen Hunter. There's no death date. So that's a good sign. Wow, he's gonna have a very long... He's got all of his kills. He became the owner of 1,000 beak dogs. Settled in Lashbow. Lashbow was our fortress. Guess let's just go down to the end. 526 notable kills. Traveling companion of a bunch of people. Including Shem. Became the overseer of the Serpent of Bath. The last thing that happened to Reg was becoming the overseer of that fortress. Coupled Rui concluded a journey to safety with Reg after a violent disagreement. What does that mean? Rui was someone we controlled as well? Oh, but you died later. Rui bit the kobold necromancer, passing on the monkey monster curse. That's right. That's right. Interesting. And then came to sludge skewers, came to our glacier fortress, and bit Shomuk. Yeah, that's right. So now Shomuk is the cursed one. Dang. Shomuk was struck down by Rui. That happened a while ago. Interesting. Okay, well, Reg is still doing Reg things. I'm really curious what this means. That's really strange. Reg clashed with 776 trolls, slaying one. Yeah. The other person we care about is Ola. Ola Nutswaved, still alive. She was one of the first of her kind. Became an animal caretaker in 44. Gained a lover in 46. Married in 47. In Midsummer of 51, fought an assault. Became the princess in 52. Settled in Clashed Fin. Became lovers with someone else. And then broke up with the lover. And then gained another lover. And then in 55 made a journey to the Helmed Horns. Then returned, and then went to the Blizzards of Embracing, which is where we were. In 56, tamed the giant polar bears of the Blizzards of Embracing, and then returned home. And then the Random Curses, which is a goblin civilization, attacked the elven civilization at Eagle Guises. The goblin led the attack. Defenders were led by Ola. So she led a defense. Ola fought in the ferocious onslaught, and then... Oh no, she was struck down. Struck down by a cave dragon in 61. She's been dead for over 100 years. As you do. But I thought I saw... Where'd it go? There you are. It doesn't have a die date here. That's interesting. But you were struck down. Is no longer the princess. Huh. Okay. 1,000 before we retire the world. Reg has 1,000 total kills, just not 1,000 notable kills. Finding 500 more notable people might be difficult. We might have killed them all. I'd like to think Reg, as an overseer, he'd started a beak dog ranch. Oh, that would be fun. That would be pretty fun. Okay, there's plenty of things we could look at there. No longer a princess. Nope. Corpses do not inherit land, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna pick Mozir again. Still says from an unknown place. Oh, but it's in one of the hamlets. But I want to go back, and then we just come right back. Does that change anything? That changed where you are, huh? I'm just gonna go back, try again. And then there. That is strange. I wonder how it's selecting that. And then that's yet a different place. What if raised from the dead? I don't think you re-inherit your titles if you get zombified. I don't think. That's a hilarious question. Like a Crusader King style debate over who gets to inherit the throne, but one of them is like a distant relation, but they're alive, but then someone else has a more direct relation to, like, a more direct inheritance line, but they're technically dead. That would be kind of great. Okay, I just want to start in the place where he's at. I just want to start at the place where he's at. That might be the best we get. Someone should tell Reginald Shue. Yeah, I wonder if he knows. That was literally a concern about the Wolf Queen quest in Skyrim. Oh, interesting. I never got that far. I'm gonna try just a couple more times here. I feel like it should be fine. Why? I'm going to try to put you any place except for where I left you. I wonder if... I don't imagine difficulty would change it. Huh. I wonder if it decides earlier that it's from an unknown place, and then right now it's just choosing which unknown place. I'm gonna try... I wanna go back. I wanna go back. I'm gonna try it one more time. If this doesn't change anything, we'll just start in one of those hamlets. Feel like there'd be laws on the books? True. Realistically, a world that has zombies in this fashion they would know, right? They would have decided already. Sleepy Lurk? Okay, sounds good. We'll be here. Gonna get this adventure started. When laws and culture and stuff become more flexible, because like the long-term goal for the game is that like the laws and such can reflect what actually happens in the world. I wonder if it still says unknown place. I wonder if they'll figure out how to do that. Okay. Well, next time it shows up in our hamlet, I'm just gonna, yeah, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna have to walk back, but that is fine. Nope, I don't. I meant to... the help button, yes. Okay, cool, thanks. Do we have our stuff? We have our stuff. We have 2 boots even. Well, we will at least get to visit our hamlet here. Here we are. Necromancy is illegal except in terms of criminal investigation and only temporary. Sounds kind of effed up. I mean, if the only reason you resurrect someone from the dead is to like interrogate them and then kill them again, I don't know if that's a good thing to be doing. That's not very wholesome. Are there more people here? Or is it just that one little, is it just the one little hatch? Is that all that's here? Okay, here's a little farm. Here's a little farm that our kobolds have made. Oh, there's a big mound here. Here we go. Yeah. Brings a new meaning to death penalty. True. Here's our door. There we go. Look at this. We got an elf, a dwarf, a kobold, kobold. Enforcer and winged one. So this is Kvarsursa. You look familiar. You look like you might have just come from our fort. Or no, winged one needs throne room. You're our king. Is that true? Okay, I'm gonna get Legends mode going over here. So maybe we can like look things up as we go. I should also save. I need to find where it saved our Legends export. Pardon me while I fiddle with some files. Browse local files. And then here I have Legends viewer. Here's my year 180 export. I don't know why the screen is blinking. Allow, whatever. Okay, and then I want to find where I just put that. Nope. What did I do? Go up. Here we are. 180, load world. Explore. Okay. So now, in theory, I can go to historical figures. I can type in Krarsa. Krarsa dance slopped. Is winged one of the Serpent of Baths from 179 to the current day. It's the king. The king is just right here. That's hilarious. Traveling companion is Reg. Did we? That's interesting. What are your relationships? I don't even see a family tree here. This wasn't someone we made. Yeah, winged one of civilization. Worships the boats of paddling, praise rivers. Also the apprentice trapper and the grand trapper. That doesn't seem right. Became a craftsman in Lashbow. The king is a former resident of our second fortress. Fought in the Siege of Rampage. Fought in a couple of assaults. Married someone. Settled in Last Treasures. Became apprentice trapper, became grand trapper, became the winged one. Interesting. And who's this person you married? Used to be a way to see their family tree. I don't know why I don't see that here. I'm curious why... Were you in an adventure at some point? That is so funny. That is so funny. Here's the king. Here's an enforcer. Let's talk to the king. Hello. Hey, it is good to see you. How are you feeling? Got into an argument with Ile, it makes me bitter. That's the caravan tactician up here. It's been a while since we've actually done adventure mode. Any troubles? Let's see, we've got open war. Yeah, I guess that's true. And that is going to be what we work on. The insensitive ghoul is at war with us. That's the other goblin civilization. The trouble started because of a dispute over a formalized agreement. Was that the problem? Ask about the local ruler. The Grove of Gods rules Last Treasures. I don't know anything else about them. That's funny. Because you don't actually rule this site. You just rule a civilization. Gonna close that war. We're gonna do our best. Caravan leader. Craftsbold. Dwarf spinner Urist. You kind of look familiar as well. Though all dwarves kind of look the same. Don't tell them I said that. Urist Ray Lashed. No, not. I want figures. See, you have a family tree. That's interesting. Belongs to the red ship. Also a member of our civilization. Okay. This is a dual citizen, I guess. You must have lived with us at one point. You have 125 events here. Independently discovered ethics. The ethics, state consequentialism in the field of philosophy. This is a philosopher dwarf. I feel like you were in our fort. You're from Mountain Birth. Yeah, visited Leper Bends, settled in Mountain Birth, visited and then settled in Mountain Birth. visited. Okay. So this is a dwarf that was visiting leopard bins and wrote a bunch of books there. So that's fun. Carry on. That's probably going to be the bulk of what is here. Or maybe over here as well. Untrustworthy folk always having strange notion about what being a subject means. Okay, we're just gonna fast travel here. Yep, I accidentally turned on the thing. I should also save. I'm actually gonna save first. And back up this save as well. Just because we've seen weird things happen, haven't we? You can go away. This is you. This is you. Adventure start. Okay. I think we're good. Whoops, that was not what I meant to click. Okay, let's go visit our fortress and get our gear. That's my first goal here, and then we'll come back and we'll visit the other hamlets as well. Because I am curious what they have. But I want my stuff. Yeah, they are right on the border. Look at this. Oh, and there's something there. We're gonna have to go pay that a visit, whatever it is. There is stuff happening here. I wonder what you're doing. When is that? Is that our river? Is that the river we wanted to check out? I think we are. Where's our fort? We're down here. This is the glacier. Yeah. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff rolling around out here. So the glacier's only that big. Cannot travel through the fortress. Cool. And now it's nighttime. Perfect. We should take a drink. Take a eat. And of course, I have no idea where we are. I might do a reveal just because we know this is our place. There we go. Oh, I was just literally right there. There's the zoo. Okay. Oh, so it even tells us our wildlife here. That's funny. I'm also gonna teleport. I don't feel bad doing this in our fortress. Because we know we can get over there. Right? I want to... There we go. Here we are in our epic ice dome. It will make us actually climb up. A wide set eyes grand trapper. Technically we should know everyone's name here, but I guess Mozir's also been training so hard that he doesn't hardly know anyone in the fort. And the game does chug a little bit here. There is a lot for the game to process. Holy cow. Oh yeah, I can't walk through the windows. I can walk through here? I can walk through here. This is cool. This is cool to see at this level. Here we are. Here's my stuff. I guess I need to stand on the tile, right? Get adamantine helm. What's our carry limit is 400. That's quite a lot. Even our steel gear is only adding up to 23. Adamantine helm, I want... Oh, am I wearing it? I thought it said I just put it in my... Yeah, it's in my backpack. So then if I take off the steel helm, put on the adamantine helm, excellent. And I don't think I can put a second helm on. Yeah, I can't put a second helm on. I'm gonna leave the steel gear? Or should I bring the steel gear with me? Look upon your works, ye mighty, and geek out. Seeing how that necromancy only in the state's hand for state criminals might get abused in interesting ways. Yeah, could you even truly limit it like that? Would they even be feasible? I'm gonna get a pair of adamantine boots. Going to take off the pair of steel boots. Going to put on the adamantine boots. The rest of it should just go in my backpack. Yeah, you go in... Put in backpack. Put in backpack. The white stork leather backpack. Okay. Okay. Should have drawn more polar bear over the months. I mean, you still can. You still got time. Adamantine greaves. Take off the steel greaves. Put on the adamantine greaves. And then put the steel greaves in the backpack. And then a breastplate. We're still going to be wearing a steel mail shirt, but that's totally fine. Take off the steel breastplate. Put on the masterwork adamantine breastplate. Oh my god. That's satisfying. And then you go in the bag. And then we got a pair of gauntlets. We also have gloves, but those can stay. Steel gauntlet comes off. Steel gauntlet comes off. Adamantine gauntlet on. Adamantine gauntlet on. Heck yeah. And then the steel ones go in the bag. And then we just take this divine metal axe for ourselves. I'm going to put the steel one in my backpack. And I'm going to put this one... Is it in my... you can throw it. Hilarious. The steel gauntlets in a water skin. I guess that's fine. So I'm wearing steel mill shirt, pigtail toga, adamantine breastplate, a pair of gloves, a skirt. I got a shield. I got a sock. I have one very worn out sock. I do have... It's still saying that the steel axe is in my hand. The divine one is in the backpack. Steel right gauntlet is still in my hand. Okay, hold on. Steel right gauntlet in backpack. Steel left gauntlet does not? That's interesting. Am I wearing it? You go in... Oh, why does it want to go in the leather skin? Why does that gauntlet go in the water skin? That's funny. Steel gauntlet in the backpack. Steel gauntlet in the water skin. That's weird. I'm just gonna leave it on the display here. That should be fine. And then I'm gonna take out the divine metal axe, and in theory that means it's gonna be in my hand. They're both in my hand. So I'm gonna say this one goes in. It wants me to put it in the... Maybe my backpack is full. It might just be that my backpack is full. I guess we are at over half our capacity here. All state archivists are deemed executed by the state upon death, as knowing state secrets is a capital crime to be served sentence for all time. Being they're kept preserved in state archives, be recalled for records, and do not allow state secrets to be released. Oh, you really got to read the fine print, don't you? Can I... Oh, I can name it. That's funny. Steel helm. I can just... Oh, that's how I do it. Okay. Steel high boot. Put on the pedestal. Steel greaves. Set on the pedestal. Steel breastplate on the pedestal. Steel high boot on the pedestal. Steel gauntlet on the pedestal. Where's other gauntlet? Did I do other gauntlet? Right gauntlet, left gauntlet. Okay. So I'm going to keep the other axe. I do want you to go... You can't go in... Okay, whatever. Whatever. Also, apparently we're left-handed. Our shield is in our right hand, and our weapon's in our left hand. But we're wearing our stuff. I think that's good. Axe Lord. We sure are. Long-term acquaintance. That's funny. Look at our... Wow. Feels pleasure after putting on an exceptional item. I guess that's what I was looking to look at. So we do have, okay, so our axe is in our backpack, but also in our hand. I'm not entirely sure how that works. I can strap it to my body, and then if I take out, I do not have a free grasp for the good one. I want you. I don't want to just leave it behind. We have an emotional connection to this axe. Strap to upper body, strap to upper body. So if I remove, now it's in my hand. Yeah, okay. And then if I do the same for the shield, I am now holding an axe and a shield. And then if I put them away and then bring them back out, it still wants to default to the other. Or did I just grab both axes? I just went double axes. Interesting. I think the shield is probably important. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to do it manually when we need to, but I think that's fine. 54 crundles. There's apparently 54 crundles downstairs. We'll ignore that. We're just gonna drop a save. Spell isn't considered necromancy as it's technically divination. You resurrect, then if you resurrect, you get the voice of the state. I'm reading backwards. Consider you don't have to pay rent on your grave plot that way. True. Does my bank account continue to accrue interest? Like Futurama style? Politicians and civil servants are burned upon death and their ashes interred upon a state urn several stories high and mixed. Oh dear. What happens if you just mix a bunch of bodies and then resurrect it? Franken ash? Okay. I think we're good to go. I think we're gonna go. We're gonna do another teleport. Just to get outside. It's dangerous, and why necromancy is illegal. Does whatever comes out of that just have all of the knowledge of all the people that it's a combination of? Goodbye, kobold. We're off to explore the nature. I'm really curious how we're actually going to do in practice in adventure mode. All of our other very successful adventures have been with people who are dead. So we do actually need to carry about like water and food again. Which maybe we should have more. But I guess I think we're just gonna go for it. Travel away from the water. Interesting. Okay. How to get a mind golem? Oh dear. Is this how you get illithids? It'd probably be smart just to load up on food here, but I'm not gonna. It's more about what parts are combined. But if it's just a bunch of ashes that you mix together, you get a little bit of everything. You're gonna be okay, game? It's trying. There it goes. Okay. So there's nothing south of us, right? South is just the end of the world. There's nothing down there. I do want to... Oh, that was interesting. Something was out there. I'm curious what these are. Of course, now it's night. We should just, like, wait for day. I smell soot. That's interesting. It's also freezing, and there's a gentle breeze. They burn only the heads. Just mixing a bunch of body parts together, you get a very grabby mass. I guess. Bodies are interred elsewhere. That's funny. So you get like a giant apparatus with just a bunch of skulls on it, and you have to ask it a question. I don't imagine I can just sleep until dawn here. Oh, maybe I can. Of course. See, our fort is going to continue getting sieged in the meantime. We kind of have to trust they can deal with it. Do we smell Yeti? It might just be a Yeti. And the ones on the ocean could have been like albatrosses. It might not be worth trying to chase it down. And hope you get the right answer. That's why it's qualified as divination and not necromancy. Is that the technical difference? We can track, right? How's our... I have to remember how all this works. Nope, not that one. Nope. I have to remember what the buttons are. Also makes state exile dicey. Well, you would never exile anyone who has too important knowledge, right? You just chop off their head and call it good. Is it K? No. What's the button? No, not minecart tracks. I want tracking. No. What was the button? There's a button for this. We don't have an ability. Status, log, inventory, movement, sneaking, combat. It's been too long. I can't remember the button for toggling tracking. Tracks. No, it just wants minecart tracks. What does the wiki call the tracking? Tracker. There we go. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, and then do you tell me the button? Not really. Controls guide. Can I track? Nothing? Come on, guys. Oh, hey, look. There's the Yeti. Hello, Yeti. Are you a frail Yeti? Start a new conversation. Hello. Hello, my name is Mozir. You don't care. Sickly. I'm gonna take out my axe. Combat the frail Yeti. Neck with a slice with a hack. There we go. We decapitated a Yeti. I mean, Yeti corpses are worth quite a bit. There's the neck. Yeah, no, let's leave it. But it does still say that there's something there. That is interesting. Seemed a bit mean, a little bit. We know what the Yetis can do to our kobolds, though. There's another one. I bet it's just Yetis. I bet there's just a bunch of Yetis rolling around. Don't feel safe enough to travel. See, the game considers them to be a danger. I am holding that. I'm going to take out my shield as well. I am hungry and thirsty again. I'm holding both my things. I'm going to combat the skinny Yeti in the neck with a hack. And that deals with that. Interesting. I do wonder what this other one is. But it's running away. I think this is a river we wanted to check out. So we'll check it out. Another Yeti. And see, you're coming for us? See, they come for us. Combat, strike, neck, hack. There we go. That seems to work. Oh, and there's our river. Congratulations, it's a river. So there is ice out here. It is mostly a frozen river. So like the river continues out here. This is just ice. Because there's a shale up here, there's shale out here, but this is all ice. There's like a big lake here that will never thaw. I smell sponge. I smell giant sponge. There's a bunch of ice. I guess this is all glacier. This is like when a glacier gets really close to the ocean and you just have a little bit of water dripping out from underneath the glacier. That's what that is. Okay, I think we're good. I'm curious about this one. I'm assuming these are all Yetis. I think it's just all going to be Yetis. I feel uneasy. Is it because of the Yeti? Hi, Yeti. Oh, see, it attacks me. It missed, but it did attack me. There we go. Was that what? Yep. Okay, that's what that was. I just have to assume that our fortress can deal with the Yetis. Because if it can't, then there's nothing we can do. They need to be self-sufficient. There is a cave here. A lair. Did we We haven't adventured on the ice sheet before, have we? I don't know if we've... The things are never in their layers, aren't they? There was a monster icon up here. I think this is what we want to check out. This is going to be something a little scarier. Oh! Wolves! Mozir is beset upon by a pack of wild wolves. Whatever will he do? All of those missed. I'd like to fight them on the flat up here. Here we go. Combat, strike, head, hack. Yep, there's one. And then it misses me. I wonder if any of these wild animals could ever actually hit us. There's 2 down. There's 3. There's 4. Those were all misses. There's another. And, oh, I hit the neck, but didn't quite kill it. I guess I was doing the head. Hacking the head. There we go. We can handle some wolves. Expecting something a little, even a little, and wow, that was even less. Yeah, that's fair. For them, who's the top carnivore? Yeah, don't go attacking polar bears on a glacier. This is kind of my home turf. And we're gonna be thirsty forever. Though I guess with snow, I can make a fire, right? Make a campfire. And so I'm gonna take a drink. I'm gonna drink my ale. That's not even gonna be enough. I'm gonna eat my meat, and even that's not enough. We're already out of water and drink. This is fine. I'm gonna grab the snow. And then put it in my water skin. This is how this works, right? I'm gonna grab the snow. Put it in my water skin. Grab the snow. That's interesting. Put it in the water skin. And then there's a way to heat, yeah. Heat the water skin. And now it has water. Excellent. Drink. Drink. I feel really full. Okay. So I'm gonna get 2 more snow. And then I can heat that. Perfect. So water, at least we're okay with with the snow, at least. Most powerful fighter on the southern waste dies of dehydration. That is a very Dwarf Fortress fate. That would be a very Dwarf Fortress thing to happen. Or I guess I have a bunch of wolves here. Can I cook wolf? Do I have a way to butcher wolf? Butcher wolf. Yeah. And then get wolf meat. Yeah, okay. Just get a big old pile of wolf meat here. Not gonna bother with the tripe and such. Was there another wolf there? There's like 4 right there. Okay, I'm gonna butcher the wolf. Gonna grab the meat. Butcher one of the wolves. Grab the meat. Does it all just stack? Doesn't stack, but it does all fit in there. Look how light we are. We replaced all of our steel with adamantine and it cut like our burden in half. That's kind of satisfying. So we can actually just load up on meat here. And I don't think it matters if we eat raw meat, right? Like if I just eat. Yeah, it's too much food. I ate too much because I drank a bunch of water too. But there's no reason not to just eat a bunch of raw wolf meat. And then I will butcher this other one. And then I can grab wolf meat and wolf meat. I'll butcher this as well. And grab the meat. Perfect. And then I'm actually gonna rest for a moment here so that we can like get our food down. The sun is headed down. The sun is low in the sky. So let's wait like an hour. What does that do for us? Okay, so we're still hungry, but we're no longer nauseous. Look at all this meat we have. I'm gonna go ahead and eat. It did make me nauseous again, so I'm just gonna, nope, not that. I'm gonna wait for another hour. Okay. And now I'm thirsty and hungry again. I wonder if the size of your person determines like how hungry you are, how often you need to eat. Oh, and then my water skin turned back into ice. That's interesting. So I do need to heat it again. You vomit. I just puked. So let's wait an hour. And then I do still have water here. Going to drink the water. I am still nauseous. And now it's time to sleep. And I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be hungry again. Okay, let's sleep until dawn. I don't want to have to fight a nasty thing in the darkness. And now we're thirsty and hungry again. And we're still nauseous. Can we even eat enough to keep up with our hunger? Yeah, now we're just retching. That's not great. Gonna wait another hour. If we can outwait our nausea. Okay, so we're no longer nauseous. Goodness. Oh, and my fire is out as well. Oh, now I'm nauseous again. Interesting. Interesting. Content after eating a fine dish. Oh yeah, that raw wolf meat. Should have eaten the Yetis. Oh, that's true. That would have been worth more. Or maybe I wonder if I'm retching because I'm next to all the guts, but I don't think that's how it works. Yeah, I don't want to fight anything while retching. That seems bad. I can even just do this. I can fill water skin with snow, heat, and then drink. So that fixed that. But I'm gonna not eat until I'm not nauseous anymore. Let's get away from here. Oh look, a weasel. Hello, weasel. Sure, why not? Also, why is there no snow here? That's interesting. Goodbye, weasel. Yeah, we're just gonna puke forever. Let's try to sleep this off. It might just be really hard to stay We didn't get like food poisoning or something, did we? I don't think that's a thing. Eat the weasel. And then it knocks us on the ground every time it happens. Hey, look, an eagle. Oh, here's some blueberries. Are blueberries better? You lick the blueberry. I would like to eat the blueberry. I can't eat the blueberry? Am I just a straight carnivore? I can't eat a blueberry. Sky is striped with thin clouds. Okay. Well, this is one of our hamlets right here. Let's see if we can take a rest at this hamlet. Also, oh, but these are going to be kobolds. See, why are these shouldn't be attacking us. I bet you these are part of our civilization. Why are you attacking me? They even have a dragon. See, this I don't know why it happens. Ask for cease to hostilities. None of you can hit me. Let us stop this pointless fighting. Never. Can I get their name? If I can get their name, I can look them up. Enemy of the state. But see, who knows who these people are? Interesting. I don't think I can just not fight them. Marks bold, recruit. Because, I mean, like, I am part of the civilization of, or the Serpent of Baths. I am a member of... Why am I'm a part of a nomadic group as well. Interesting. And I'm no longer a member of our site government. When you go on an adventure, you no longer belong to your fortress. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you all get closer to me so I don't have to go so far. Also, I'm still puking. Combat, strike, head, hack. How do you feel about that? You hack the mace bolt in the head. Struck down. Do you want to stop now? Please yield. Nope, they're not going to yield. They do all miss me. We yield. Okay. Well, I got them to yield. I only had to kill one of them. I only had to decapitate one of them to get them to yield. But you're still attacking. That's not how yielding works, guys. They're still at no quarter. Like, some of you still want to yield. How about you yield? None of you can hit me. None of you can hit me. You must yield. Like, you must. You first, coward. Okay. Who said that? Short ears kobold recruit. I have legendary parrying and legendary blocking. There. Struck another one down. See, you are yielding, but it still says, no quarter. Yield. Yield. All of you yield. Tiki is dead? Most shocking, yeah? Well, you came in and attacked me. This one might have stopped. Cease hostilities. I'm not even getting a chance to, like, say my thing. Can I say goodbye? Or that takes a turn. Can you all stop? Yield. What'd you just threw something. What'd you just throw? Spit. They spit at me. Okay. I do need to deal with the dragon. Nothing can hit me. Okay, there goes that one. And there goes that one. And then the cave dragon, or can I lead war cave dragon? Can I claim? That'd be hilarious. I don't think so. Incoming attack with precise claw aiming for left paw. How about I hack you in the head? I jumped out of the way. Okay. And then there's a dead kobold. I don't want to have to kill the kobolds. I retch. Oh, good. And then, okay, well, I hit the dragon in the neck. But my weapon lodged in the wound. Right? Or did it? Well, let's do head. Yeah, okay. I need to... How do I get my weapon back? I'm not gonna remember how this works. Or if I just do a default attack, I do it. I'm remembering that now. War Cave Dragon looks sick. Good. Now there's two of us. Just attack. Cave Dragon strikes, but shot is blocked. I lodge my axe firmly in the wound again. Oh, because I'm scrolled down, that's what's going on. Well, I am hacking him in the head. Dragons are a little more robust than the kobolds. That shouldn't be very surprising, though. There we go. There's the dragon. Can you stop now? You must yield. You first, coward. Okay. Well, what are you gonna do when I walk over there? I'm just never gonna catch up with him because I'm puking. I must withdraw. Please do. We have yet to take a hit. Okay, are you... It still says no quarter. Please yield. You first, coward. Okay, well. You don't even have armor. I don't know what you're expecting to happen here. It appears the combat has ended. Are you, the two of you leaving? No. Oh, a raid. Hello, hello, Necromancer. How's it going? We have begun a ridiculous adventure here. Let me give you a little shout out. There we go. We are Mozir, the legendary axeman, polar bear person. We are wearing adamantine armor. We have a divine metal axe. And a kobold has just made the very smart decision to run away from us. And I'm no longer nauseous. Oh, thank goodness. I ate too much food and it became nauseous. So I'm going to wait. Or actually, we're like just outside our hamlet. We're visiting our sites here. This hillock belongs to our civ. Oh, there's a little hole in the ground there. I'm also going to... I guess I'm going to save real quick. I want to see if I can satisfy my hunger without getting sick. Fortunately, we were attacked by a pack of wolves, so I have a big stack of wolf meat. Sure does take a moment. How was your stream, Necromancer? I assume you were dwarfing. It's been a minute since we've actually done adventure mode stuff, so I'm like trying to remind myself how all this works. Okay. Eat wolf meat. There we go. So now we're just good. 'Twas good? Good. All these fancy holes in the ground here. Oh, yeah, see, I can hear kobolds. It's just a bunch sitting in here. And see, these are friends. I don't know why the other ones weren't friends. I guess it could have been like a bandit group. They're all just having conversations. S is stand, that's right. Let's check out down here, just some more. We got farmers, animal trainers, woodburner, planter. Seems like a pretty hoppin' hillocks. Upgraded a bunch of gildan temples and other chill things, excellent. We are fans of chill things. There's a bigger space in here. Do I want a muskmelon? Boyer pets the chubby llama. There's a chubby llama. And there's just a bunch of kobolds here. Wow. It's so satisfying. These are hillocks that were founded by our fortress, like, because of our fortress, while we were playing fortress mode. There's like a handful of hillocks out here. Is there a mound? Here's a mound. A very square mound. Cool. There's a clerk. There's a farmer, tanner, presser. Cool. Seems about all of it. There might be another one over here. I don't know why I keep falling over. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, here we go. Oh, here's the big one. Of course, I can't see in the dark. I don't know why I can in this moment and not the other. Gem cutter, trader, enforcer, caravan tactician. No one's really armed here. You have a hammer. Yep. They're living their kobold lives. So that's that one. So there were like, were there 6? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, now that we're not nauseous, let's go see if we can find that monster. Of course, now once I get over there, I'm gonna have to eat again. Here we are. Yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those are interesting. Those are gonna be in the forest itself. Should definitely check that out. Okay, what do we think this is? Oh, it's you! The Lime Rhythm Soldier. With a named... Oh, you're like one of our long-lost soldiers, aren't you? Do you want to be a friend? Rodim. Hello, Polar Bear Man. I am Rodim Lilac Leaders. Okay, so now we can... They got everywhere. They sure did. They really, they had their own little diaspora. I want to look up this person. Rodim Lilac Leaders. Clan Tactician of the Artificial Shovels. Yeah, this was a tactician from our second fortress. We sent a squad out and then they just never returned. Became a stonecutter in Lashbow, became a member of the Granite Guild. Fought in assault, named the weapon. Created a masterful shale cabinet. Fought in an assault, fought in an assault. Settled in Lashbow, and then settled in Last Treasures, which is a different, which must be this Hillix. One of these Hillixes. And then fought in a bunch of assaults on Lashbow. Interesting. So you're just out here. You're not... Are you hostile? No, you are hostile. Why are you hostile? I don't want to fight you. Intruder, intruder. I want a better way to be like, no, we're friends, I swear. Agitated. Don't do it. Shot is blocked. Just holding up the shield like, hey, come, stop. Knock it off. I know you're a spearmaster and all. Please cease. Let us stop this pointless fighting. Soldier charges, collides, and then they are knocked over. And then attacks and misses. I will fight no more. Oh, hey, look! Oh, but it... Let me get away from you. You say you're gonna attack no more. No longer stunned. I want you to stop. How about you stop? How about we don't? How about you yield? I yield. And then you're just still, see, now you're just in no quarter. Could run, right. Like, I don't think that's supposed to be how this works. I don't know if it's, like, this isn't exactly a vanilla interaction, right? We're playing as an animal person that was hacked into a fortress dweller and a necromancer experiment that was hacked into being a different fortress dweller in a different fortress. But they do belong to the same civilization. So I don't know how to convince the game that we're friends. Why are you traveling? I'm on an important mission. Yeah, I think we just have to get away. Sprint! Sprint, Mozir! Fortunately, we're wearing very light armor. Hey, look, an eagle. Are you just gonna follow me forever? Wow, he's pretty fast. Hey, look! A muscular polar bear. How about you attack? Oh, but I'm not gonna leave our friend to the polar bear. Do I just assume that he can take care of a normal polar bear? It's not a giant polar bear. Lime Rhythm Soldier punches in the paw and then the polar bear misses. Okay, we're just gonna let the two of you have fun. Enjoy! Can I get away? I can get away. Good talking to ya! And see, now there's another one up here. I bet that's the same thing. I bet that's another... It's gonna actually do the thing. See, now it's not there. But I bet you this is gonna be the same deal. Is it different if it's inside of a hillix? If you're not out wandering? Yep, that's another Lime Rhythm Soldier. But now you're in no quarter with me. Are you just gonna immediately come running for me? You might not even see me. Yeah, they don't like me. I think the game still considers them to be like evil monsters to some degree. Because the fact that we turned them into fortress dwellers was a hack. Oh, now you're gonna follow me. This is an interesting hillix in the forest here. Chalk it up to interspecies imperial differences. Yep. And now the sun is going down. Where are we? And now we need to like eat and drink again. Eat. Okay. I think as long as we keep up on it, we don't need to eat so much that it makes us sick. And then there should be something over here. Here we go. And you're all cool, right? None of you are hostile. It's just a bunch of kobolds living in the forest here. They're all doing fine. It's something about them being on a mission or being out and about seems to change how they react to us, which is strange. But there's also... These are forest retreats, so there's an elf civilization that lives in here as well. But I think some of these have also been conquered by goblins. The Limers are just jealous of the polar bear people tribe who joined have become in favor by being the defenders of the capital in their territory. True. That's true. These are probably a bunch of elf refugees. Kobolds are very cosmopolitan, but maybe the other cultures might not be. Yeah. I don't know how the game treats that. There's a fire here. Imagine there's an elf refugee somewhere. I'm curious if there's actually any goblins in this conquered area. Just a bunch of trees. Yes, like this is a named tree. That's like their building there. Okay. Making up could be fun. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's fun to like fill in the gaps, right? We should try to reconquer these elven sites, but then we can't like give them back to the elves. Can I just go to this tower? Here we go. Hello, anyone home? Nope. That doesn't go down or anything. And then we're gonna have to find a river here to refill our water skin. There's a little river down here. Right, supposedly. Yeah, a statue. For reasons. Here we go. I can fill from a brook, right? I hope I can fill from a brook. Fill a water skin with water. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So, it is about time we wrap up for the day. We have learned some things. Oh, a goblin camp. Scream Witch. Let's go check out Scream Witch real quick. Reclaimed polar bear people. Summer sites now. Summer vacation homes. Yeah, look at all this. All the blue dots, I think, are refugees displaced by the goblins. Because as much as like this place exists between the goblins and our fortress, so as much as the goblins have been attacking us, they've probably been hitting the elves just as hard, if not harder. Oh, I see it. It's up here. Hello, goblin camp. Yeah, look at all those towers. And then we're drowsy because we need to sleep. It's so weird to have, like, flesh needs. I need to make a campfire. I need to heat my water skin. I need to drink my water. We're just gonna creep up on this camp. Show our neighbors a warm welcome, yes. Oh, here's some bags. I wonder if anyone's home. Gold coins, gauntlets, and an apricot. Oh, it's even on the tree, okay. Chain leggings, spider silk thread, some silver coins. Yep. Yep. I don't know that anyone's here. Yep. That's an empty camp. Can I sleep here? Sure. Okay, maybe next time we will go check out what's going on down here. But our main goal is up here, and right here specifically. Tear-hated is the goblin fortress that has been sieging us this whole time. There's a layer between here and there as well. So that's gonna be the goal next time. There's a shrine down there too. Did we check out that shrine ever? I think we checked out that shrine. But yeah, that's gonna be our goal. We are gonna go take the fight to the goblins. I'm just gonna save. But we're doing it. We're adventuring as a polar bear. Hooray! That's exciting. I'm excited. We got kind of the starting fiddliness taken care of. We have all of our armor and gear sorted out. We have a big stack of wolf meat, and we're clearly nigh invincible. I'm not gonna get too cocky. We're definitely still flesh and blood, and our heart needs to beat and our brain needs to work, unlike some of our other adventurers. But nothing's managed to hit us yet. We got ambushed by some kobolds and a dragon. We got ambushed by a pack of wolves. We said hi to a lamb rhythm soldier. None of them have landed a single blow on us. So, and we've been able to hit them basically every time. I've just been aiming for the head and just hacking them in the head, and it kills them. So I don't imagine the goblins are gonna fare much better, especially like unarmed goblins that we might find in the fortress. They're gonna be about the same size as the kobolds that we fought. So they're gonna go down. And even like the cave ogres clearly aren't a problem for them in fortress mode. So I don't think it's gonna be that much of a problem individually. I'm curious how much is there, how many people are there. Yeah, we'll find out. Maybe some kobolds were trying to steal the armor as a sort of prize after hearing you took it. That could be. They could just be a bandit squad. Like, I guess I would have to export legends again to get the names of those people now that we've killed them. But we could potentially look them up in Legends Viewer and see what groups they were associated with. Because they could have just been bandits is what's possible. There were like 6 of them, right? Bandits are usually like 6 people. The fact that they had a cave dragon is hilarious and terrifying. Though that is a very kobold thing to do, isn't it? We have a dragon. Let's become highwaymen. That's all we need. Need to edit and post the fanfic. It's real and in a Google Doc, I swear. Excellent. I look forward to it. Anyway, come by next week, Monday and Thursday. We're going to continue from right here. We're going to pick up with Mozir, and Mozir's going to pick up his axe, and we're going to pay a visit to some goblins. That is going to happen next week. Come by on Saturday. My intent is to continue with Talos Principle. That is also great fun. That should be fine. And then we're just going to keep going from there. Just forward into the future, along the path. Today we're sponsored by The Path That We Tread. And by viewers like you, clicking on all the buttons, hanging out with us live, hanging out in VODs, hanging out in Discord, wherever you want to hang out. That is a step on the path, and I hope you take it with me. I appreciate having you all here. We're going to get into some nutty madness next time with our polar bear person. So I hope you come by for that. I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I hope you stay kind.